All right, welcome to this quick screencast on how to get started in Google Slides. A lot of the presentations that you are going to be producing this year in my physical education class are going to be using Google Slides. So you have to have a little bit of background on how to use Google Slides. So the first thing and the most important thing that you have to do is make sure that you log in using your CUSD account right up here. And when you're logged in, you will see your name up here. That you know you've been logged in. So the next thing you want to look at is right up here, you're going to see this box that has different Google apps on it. So if we want to look at that box, let's see what's inside that box. You click on that box and you're going to see different things showing up. Okay, but what you want to do first is you want to go to Drive. When you get to Drive for my class, you're probably going to want to create your own folder for my class. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to New Folder. And here you're going to want to put in Mr. Sickler PE, something like that. Then what you're going to go in is you're going to create that folder. Now you see the folder here. You want to get inside that folder. Double click it and that'll take you inside the folder. You're going to see a blank empty folder here that says drop files here, or use the red new button. In this case, what you're going to do, because we're focusing on Google Slides, is you're going to create a new. You're going to hit the new button. When you go to new, right over here, okay, I want you to focus on this box right here, this new box. All right, what you're going to notice when you're there is you're going to see a menu. In this particular case, Google Slides happens to be one of the menu because it's a pretty popular application in Google. A lot of people are using it. So you click on Google Slides. Now, this gets you into the home page for the slides. This is when Slides gets fancy. And for most of my presentations, you don't need to get too fancy unless you're pretty good at Google Slides. If you are, go to town. Get as fancy as you want. These are all the different templates that you can use. And I think they might even have some more templates. But for the sake of this presentation, just pick something really simple. Simple, light, and hit OK. Now all of a sudden, here's the first page to your Google Slides. But before you do that, you want to go up here to Untitled Presentation. And what you're going to want to do here is just give it a name. Okay, and in this case, Sample Slide Presentation. Okay, so the title of this file is going to be Sample Slide Presentation. You'll be able to find that in your Google Drive, and I'll show you that at the end of this presentation. So you're going to notice here that it's already set you up with some kind of a title slide, because it's assuming you want to start your presentation with a title slide. On a title slide, it depends on what you're going to be doing, but it's very simple. You just cross it out, and then you type in whatever it's going to be. Sample Slide Presentation, and you might down here for a subtitle you might put something like period 1 return Mr. Sickler. When you're done with that, you're going to notice if you click outside, that's what your title slide would look like. All right, now to add a next slide, you see this little plus button right over here. All right, this is how you are got hidden. All right, so what you're going to want to do here, you see this little plus button. That little plus button right there, you're just going to click that. And when you click that, all right, it's going to just predict what your next slide is going to be. However, if you're not happy with that slide, you can delete it and you can take a look at some of the other slides. These are their basic templates right over here. Let's say you wanted more of this kind of a slide for your second slide. You'd come in here and it really lays everything out for you. Here you would just type in whatever you want. Okay, you could give this box a subtitle and this box a subtitle. All right, and then you can just keep typing in these boxes all you want. So let's say here we're going to call this sample page number 2. And let's say right up here you wanted this to be box subtitle number 1. And you could come over here and make this box subtitle number 2. And then from here, what you can do is click right back into the box, and then you can just start typing. I don't want to go into that detail. I want you to play around with it. Really, this presentation is about how to get started in Google Slide presentation. And so to continue to add slides, you would just keep doing that. Now let's say you want to add a picture to a slide. You might find this is a really good picture. Adding a picture. So here what you're going to want to do is you are just going to insert an image. You can find an image from your desktop. And what you can do then is you can take that image and you can drop it right into the box, and then what it's going to do is it's going to pop it right into the presentation. And if you find it's too big, you just work from the squares, shrink the image, move the image around, put it wherever you want. You would do the same thing. So if I wanted to add a video, you would just insert a video. You could insert any shapes, whatever you want to do. So that's how you can really add some audio-visual components to your presentation. And then finally, depending on the project, you might want to finish with your ending slide. And in that case, you just pick the one you think best you could use. Now, if you pick a blank slide, I'll just show you a couple of examples here. You would just add a text box. If you come and add a text box, that opens it up for you to type. And then from there, you can go ahead and change fonts. All right, you can change your fonts here. You can blow up the font, or you can blow up the font. You can bold the font. You can underline the italicize, underline, whatever you want to. You can change the color of the fonts, however you want to do that. All right, so hopefully this was a good presentation to give you an introduction on how to use Google Slides. I want to show you one last thing. In Google, you know, it automatically saves, so let's go look at your folder. Now, here you are, you're in Mr. Sickler PE, that's your folder, and look, bingo, there's your slide, all ready to go. And then the final step you want to do is click it. You see this little person right up here, you're just going to go ahead and share that with me. All right, you're just going to share it to my email address, you hit done, and then I will get your presentation and grade it. All right, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this presentation on how to build and get introduced to Google Slides.